This is the Carlos cam.
Carlos cam. Hey guys, Immortals Inc. podcast video, whatever YouTube channel we got going on. We're going to be talking about the 10th edition Warhammer 40K that just released. It's releasing on the...
Today is the official Leviathan box, so all the rules are out. All the codexes and index cards have been released online, so today.
So we're going to give it a play. We're going to have Tom and Jimmy.
Hello.
Pretty loyal customers and assistants here in the 40K world. We're going to have them do a quick walkthrough. We're going to do one turn. We're going to less than an hour probably, and just give you some of the basic rules.
Yeah.
If you got any questions, too bad because this isn't live, but I'll try to. Well, I'm going to watch them and see what they do, and then if I have any questions for me, like because I'm not too good at it, go ahead. What do you got there, Tom?
So these are going to be Black Templar out of the Leviathan starter box. So Space Marines. So we have 2 Infernus squads, a Dreadnought, a Terminator Captain, and a Terminator squad. The box does come with a few other units. We're just not using them today. Cut down the points. And then on the other side of the table, Jimmy has the Tyranids, the bugs.
The bugs. Typically I rode in Jormungandr fleet, but today I think the only one's available is Leviathan. I have the Screamer Killer, the Psychophage, the Wing Prime, the Barbagants, the Leapers, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Cool. So we're going to be using the rules directly out of the Leviathan box. So there are some things in this game that just won't be included because these are beginner rules meant to get you to start playing. So after you set up your table, which in this case, because it's 1,000 points or less, is a 650 point game, we have a 44 by 30 inch table. You would select your mission. In this case, the mission we're going to be running is kill the other guy for ease of gameplay, so we don't have to worry about scoring points or secondaries or objectives. So once you pick sides, you set up, and then you roll to see who goes first. So I got a 5, and Jimmy got a 4.
Yep.
So I get to play first. So in your command phase, the first thing both players get is a command point. So these command points can be used for any of your stratagems. So you're going to have your core stratagems like rerolls, and then unit-specific stratagems. In this game, we're only going to be using our core stratagems like Overwatch or command point reroll. After your command phase, you go to your leadership or battle test. If a unit's under half strength, you roll their leadership and see if they're battle shocked. Because nobody has lost anything, we'll then go to our movement phase. So we'll just start moving some units up.
How many phases you got per turn?
So there are 5 phases per turn, and the nice part is they have a working phone app for the game for free with all the...
Well, it's for free now. It's like a...
the core rules, from my understanding, are always going to be free.
Okay.
So
certain features aren't always going to be free.
Correct. So the battle round consists of the command phase, the movement phase, the shooting phase, and then the charge, fight, and then it goes to the next player. Each phase will have a few different parts in them. Fight phase, Jimmy gets to fight back, and so forth. So we're just moving some units now. So these guys are just going to move up 6 inches, staying in unit cohesion, which is 2 inches next to another model. My Terminator squad has the Terminator Captain as a leader in it. We're going to advance this unit. So they move 5 inches plus 3 inches, which is a roll. Now when you advance, depending on the weapon type, sometimes you can't fire that weapon. Also, when you advance, you can't charge unless otherwise specified in the rules.
Can your Dreadnought be part of a unit, or is he a unit of his own?
Dreadnought is a unit part part of himself.
So you can't attach to another unit?
No.
Okay.
Typically not. Same as my monsters here. Like, I mean, he's a specific character, but the rest of them are their own separate thing.
The only units that can attach are going to be your troop types.
Mm-hmm.
So these are considered vehicles, and then vehicles are basically standalone.
Okay.
So he's going to move up 8. And then this unit's going to move up 6 as well. We'll start with this guy. Alright. So now that movement's done, we're going to go to the shooting phase. And the only thing I'm going to have in range of anything to shoot is going to be my Dreadnought. We consult the Dreadnought data sheet. I don't know if you can see it on this. Probably not. We have a few weapons. So we're going to start with the missile launcher first, which has blast keyword. So the blast keyword basically means for every 5 units, or every 5 models in a unit, you get +1 shots. So we are going to target, are these guys on top of the building?
They are on top of the building.
We're going to target those guys on top of the building. So he gets D6 because there's 5 units, or 5 models in that unit, +1 shot. So I get 5 shots. Now the Dreadnought is hitting on 3s. So on a 3 up, he hits.
Oh. oh.
So I got 5 hits.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
How does that make you feel?
I feel great. They're going to be great. It's fine. Everything's fine.
He has a strength of 4.
So then you'd go to my toughness, which is 4.
4. So because the strength and the toughness are equal, I need a 4 to wound. So reroll all my hits.
Oh, not too bad.
So we got 2 hits, or well, out of all the 5 hits, 2 of those hits converted to wounds. AP penetration of nothing, and Jimmy's in cover.
What's
Yep.
AP? AP's
So
armor.
armor penetration. So basically, I'll go to my save characteristic, which is a 4. But since I'm in cover, I get the benefits of cover, which I add 1 to my save. So since there's no AP, I'm saving on a 3 up.
There's 2 dice. Now I do need to mention, if you have a save of 3 up, you cannot go below that per the rules.
So it looks like I made it out unscathed.
Yes, saved both shots. But luckily, I also have my twin-linked lasers, which we will target whatever that thing is called.
The Screamer Killer.
Yes, the Screamer Killer. So once again, hitting on 3s. 2 hits. This has a strength of 10.
We go to my toughness of 9.
So because my strength is higher than his toughness, I'm wounding on 3s. If it was double, I would be wounding on 2s. So on a 3 we wound. So 2 wounds. Now this weapon is twin linked. So if I didn't wound, I could re-roll the wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 2 wounds at AP -3.
Alright, so then I go to my little sheet here. I have a 2 up save, so 2 minus 3 means I get to make 5 ups to save this. And he's not in cover, so I don't get that benefit. Alright, so no dice.
Failed both. So each wound for me is D6 damage. So now we roll the 2 D6.
I'm okay with that.
And Jimmy takes 1 damage. Now, this would be a good time to say, we can command point reroll one of those. So we're going to. It's a stratagem. So I'm going to take one of these dice, re-roll it to a 4. Obviously better than a 1. So we just dealt 5 damage.
Mm-hmm. So I go to my wounds characteristic here. It is 8, so I would be down to 3 wounds.
Now, when you denote wounds, you always mark with wounds remaining on the unit.
Yeah, don't be that guy that counts up, because nobody likes that.
Just confusing.
So just so we give a quick synopsis, you moved your guys forward, which was one phase. The next phase was shooting.
Yes.
So you used your missile launchers. So basically what you did was you shot a bunch of missiles up at these guys.
Yes.
And because there's more guys, you get to do more damage.
Yes,
You know,
blast.
I guess that's in order to have it understand that many people will be hit.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but they were able to dodge that and hide behind the pillars, and they kind of gave Tom the proverbial alien finger. So then he said, "Oh yeah," and he used 2 giant laser cannons, and shot up there. And as well, he used the 2 laser cannons, which was a separate target on their big leader, and he was able to do some damage to him.
Yes.
So, scatter weapons like missile launchers are things that if you have troops, you want to use to do a lot of damage. If you have a big item, a big monster or opponent, you want to use something concentrated.
Yeah.
You know, a good way to tell is if you look at the strength characteristics of each weapon profile, it gives you a sense of, okay, this gun will be better for, certain targets.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to overkill.
Yes, like you don't want to dual link las cannon one little guy, right?
Right.
Because
you're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
You're gonna get him.
But you're only gonna get one, and
right, and he's gonna be real dead.
It's a pile of ashes.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we would go on to the charge phase and the fight phase because nothing of Jimmy's is in range of charging, which makes me sad. I would pass the turn to Jimmy.
Well, one thing before you go, the stratagem you said.
Yes.
These are extra rules that specific armies each have.
Yes. So in the core rule book, there are, I believe, 6 or 7 stratagems.
Mm-hmm.
6 stratagems that every army can use.
Mm-hmm.
Command point reroll, Overwatch, which lets you shoot at a unit that's charging you or moves within a certain range.
So they're like perks.
Perks.
Like,
And then each army also has a set of 6 stratagems that are specific to that army. So Space Marines have a different set than Tyranids.
mhm.
Okay. All right.
And just this game, we're just using the core stratagems.
Try to
Once
keep
it's
it as
simplified.
simple as possible.
Right.
A charge would be if you could see the opponent, it was close enough where you could reach him running.
Yes, if you're within 12 inches, you can declare charge. You roll 2d6. If you're within 1 inch, which was within engagement range, you make that charge and then you
And that's to represent you see the opponent after you shot at him. You're like, you know what, we can make it, and they just charge like
Right.
old-fashioned World War I trench to trench, right?
I feel like there may be some charges soon.
Yes.
With any luck.
Carry on.
All right, so it'd be my command phase at this point. So in both of our command phases, we actually get another command point, which again we get to use for stratagems. Also, at the back end of the command phase, what you have to take is called a battle shock test, like you mentioned before, for each model that is under half strength. Now, this includes now one character or monster or vehicle models that are under half the amount of their wound characteristic. In this case, since he's the only one with wounds, he actually is below the his halfway point. So I have to make a battle shock test. Now, the important thing to note about this specific army is I get to roll 3 dice instead of 2 dice, as Tom would have to in a normal battle shock. So, battle shock test, basically you roll 2 dice typically, but I'm rolling 3, and you have to score higher than your leadership characteristic. So in his case is 10.
So on 3 dice, you got to roll higher than 10. That way your guy doesn't run away.
Yeah.
Your guy's running away.
Well, no, they don't run away anymore.
What do?
They basically, I won't be able to use stratagems on him, and also his control points ability, a bit like his ability to hold on to points on the board, diminishes to 0.
Oh, okay.
So it basically just becomes
A normal
weakened.
guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The other thing is, if you fail your battle shock test, you can't fall back out of a fight.
Oh, okay. So you're stuck.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So he's battle shocked. What do you know?
I'm not laughing. Not laughing at y'all.
So I won't be able to use stratagems on him, unfortunately, but
So he's battle
we'll work around it. I got lots of guys.
He's
Now, also, a lot of units are like vehicles. When they're under a certain wound level, they become bracketed, or they have like -1 to hit, things like that, which is all noted on the data cards.
So like Yeah, so as he weakens, his stats go down, basically.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So like the Dreadnought, when he gets to a certain point, and in this version, in the core rules, you don't have that. But once you start putting more rules into the game, when he gets below a certain point, he's -1 to hit everything.
Yeah, he just like broken down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That represents him.
A few nicks and scratches.
Yeah,
That's
not being 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. In previous editions, it used to be where like you got a few wounds and then it would go down a peg, and a few more wounds and go down a peg. Now it's just you're good up until a point, and then you're just, you know, now he's a shield for everybody else at that point. All right, so done with the command phase, on to the movement phase. Yeah, we're just gonna go down the line here.
Command me, broski.
I will. So these guys are just going to run through the building here. Let's see if I can get to you. Probably not.
Well, those guys are right up on the front there, right? Or?
No, these guys were kind of back here.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was hiding them so you wouldn't shoot them off the board immediately.
No.
If you can imagine such a thing.
Now, how do these guys get down? They got to climb, and that counts as their movement?
Yeah, so it'll be 1 inch horizontal for every 5 inches vertical, if that makes sense. So to go down 5 inches, it costs you 1 inch of movement on your data card. Go get it.
So wait, up or down?
Yes.
Okay, simplified, I guess. I feel that it would be harder to climb up, but that's just me.
Well,
Not
these
for
are
bugs.
genetically altered space marines, and they have lots of feet.
I get it.
Claws, wings.
Or you just fall. Poof.
Gravity kicks.
I mean, they could probably just fall. They could just jump off, fall, and just get up and run, right?
Actually, these guys can just stay put. It looks like I'm in range here.
I gotta
So
do it then. That responds.
that's their job. They sit there and they shoot things. They got one job and they're gonna do it. Alright.
Terminators will be fine.
Oh, they'll be fine.
For those of you who don't, as Jimmy's moving, for those of you who don't know about 40K World, the universe of Warhammer 40K, which is just great, by the way. They, the Space Marines,
That's right. That's right.
The Space Marines are genetically engineered humans defending the human race against all the crap of the universe.
Everything else.
These Tyranids are what considered like a hive mind of bug-like creatures that just assimilate everything they touch.
Yeah, they're just
They
hungry.
eat. They eat everything they touch.
Well, assimilate,
They're hungry
eats,
boys.
whatever.
Yeah, they have
I'm
no
gonna go
objective past
assimilate a
eating.
chicken later, but
They have no objective otherwise, and they're just hungry.
yeah. So like they don't like really like, hey, we need to. I don't know. We need this for resources. Nope, they're just there.
Yep.
They need everything for resources.
Yeah,
they
they
just
eat
eat the
everything.
resources. You know.
And the best one you could see, did you see the new Leviathan? If you guys ever check out anything from 40K, check out their animations or their movies. They're little like, 5-10 minute movies.
Yeah.
They're very top notch.
Well, if and when they do start charging for the phone app, I know their old app. If you paid for that, the Warhammer Plus, which is a streaming service, which is just all Warhammer videos, was also included. So that like $6 a month was well worth it, except for the old phone app wasn't very good.
Yeah, if you ever want to see the background, those are great because they're just over the
Oh,
top.
yes.
But go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you're
He's
good.
moved. Jimmy's moved.
All right, we've moved forward a little bit. So yeah, now we're just gonna shoot at you. Classic shooting phase.
Boom.
That's what we do around here. So we'll start off with the Barbagants here going into your Terminators. I measured that out. They're within 24 inches there. So,
Would you like to challenge that, Tom?
Yes.
Considering the table's only 30 inches. No, I'm kidding.
It is this way. No.
these are blast weapons. There are more than 5 models in that unit, so I get 1 additional shot. Actually, per bottle, since all of them are equipped with the same weapon. Also, they have the heavy characteristic, which means if they don't move, my ballistic skill gets better. So instead of 4, what like it typically is, it'll go down to a 3. It is D6 shots per weapon, basically, you're using. So there's 5 of them. I roll 5 dice, and that's how many shots it will get. That one's screwed up. All right. So 11, 14, 17. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need 22 dice. Well, plus 1 more because of last. So. Thank you.
So each of these guys just spits out a bunch of crap at the opponent
That's what they do.
randomly,
I don't know if that's enough.
and they get a lot of shots. So he's going to have 22 shots going at this guy.
23 shots. Since
23
the blast
shots going at this Terminator unit over here.
We'll break out the dice tray for ease.
Yeah.
Appreciate
so we
it.
don't knock everything over.
You know.
So he gets to roll all these dice to see if he actually hits.
Now, like I said before, my ballistic skill got better since I did not move. So instead of 4s, I'm looking for 3s to hit.
3s to hit in this big old dice tray. Oh, that looks pretty good.
It's decent.
So out of all of them hits, what's the strength on your weapons?
The strength on my weapons is 5.
And I have a toughness of 5.
So it means I'm wounding on 4s since they're equal.
And that's across the board. So if the strength's 8 and the toughness is 8, you're still on a 4.
That's been simplified over here. That's
Yeah.
as simple as you get with that. Let's see, 3 wounds. Now the second roll.
A lot of wounds.
Second roll, yeah. Second roll is for wounds, to actually say that these wounded. They weren't deflected by armor. They weren't, like whatever, like shots that didn't matter.
Yeah. So in this case, I've got 13 wounds on him.
All right, so I have a save of 2 up on my Terminators.
These Terminators are tough, cool, and the best units in the game, in my opinion.
And these guys have an armor penetration of?
0. However, since they are 10 inches above, they actually get the AP1 now. So
Is that
there's
actually in the rules?
that's in the rules.
So I need a 3 up.
Is that because you're shooting at top armor, possibly?
It's because I'm shooting from so high up.
So I failed a 2. And that's how much?
It is 1 damage apiece.
1 damage apiece. So one of my Terminators took 2 damage. So he's at 1 wound left.
Mm-hmm. And then some other stuff would kick in, but that's for a more complex day.
Yeah.
So that's those guys shooting. Moving right along. Let's see. I think is just outside of range for some stuff. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Unfortunately, for a lot of Terminator or Tyranid units, there's not a lot of either you're kind of specialized either to melee or shooting. Not a lot of models can do both. But the Screamer Killer can get some shots off here. Oh yeah.
All right. Now we should note though, because my vehicle is behind a building or solid, he is considered in cover.
Mm-hmm.
So there is actual cover and concealment in this game. You actually have to have a line of sight from the model to the model.
Right.
And see
We
how
got
that. Yeah, you have a line of sight, but he is right. He has cover.
Mm-hmm.
As there is a.
So I'll get +1 to my save.
I should have went it the other way. Yeah, like this guy actually sees him, but he is behind some cover. Not concealment, which is 2 different things.
So he only has the 1 gun, which really is his face. He's screaming at you. It's D6 plus 3 shots. So we're looking at 7 shots.
That's fine.
It's fine. His ballistic skill is 4. No big deal there. Looks like 4 hits.
So I have a toughness of 10.
Alright.
I'm sorry. 10.
Alright. I have a strength characteristic of 8, so since your toughness is higher than my strength, I have to roll 5s.
Yep. Now, if my toughness is double the strength, you'd have to hit on 6s or wound on 6s.
It would have to be, for his 8, it would have to be 16.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
It gets there.
It does it?
Yes.
There are actually a couple that are like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you start playing like the knights and stuff.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
big,
yeah.
the models that are about as tall as the terrain.
You mean the whole unit I have that I never play? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Got it.
All right, so out of the 4 dice I rolled, one of them successfully makes it through and has an AP characteristic of 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a save of 2. Because I'm in cover, I get +1. So that would go to a 3-up save. Roll the 5. He's fine.
He's fine.
He don't care.
He don't care. And that's about it for shooting.
Charge phase? Charge.
I think I'm...
Are you allowed to measure?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Everything can pre-measure.
So it looks like to be in base-to-base contact with you, I need a 10,
Okay.
more or less. So...
If you charge and you fail, what happens?
He stands there.
I stand there looking silly.
Okay.
Yes.
You're like second. Maybe not.
Now, because he's charging, I can spend my command point for Overwatch.
Oh.
I can only shoot at the charging unit, and I only hit on 6s.
So it's like a wild shot as he's coming at you.
Yes.
All right.
So we're going to target everything at whatever that guy's name is.
Screamer
He doesn't
killer.
have to succeed at the charge.
No, he just has to declare the
Yeah.
charge.
Oh.
So just by saying I'm charging at you, he can just blast away.
So that's risky, right?
Yes.
There's always a risk involved.
So it's like he could come out of the hole and go, and then the guy's like, pow, 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 and he's like, if he doesn't fail it.
Right.
I'm looking for a narrative thing here, like why this game is...
Because
Oh,
that
simple.
big crazy monster is running at me, and I think shooting at it's probably a
You weren't
good
going to
idea.
say monster, were you?
And he was standing there, and my guys want to eat them.
Right.
Yeah, so...
You know,
All right. So we'll start with the laser. So we need some big 6s.
That's 2
We didn't get them.
I'm
You got
okay
2
with
ones, people, 2 ones.
So we'll start with our bolters in the front. Those are rapid fire too. So because you are within half range of 24 inches, I get 2 extra shots on my 2 shots. So I hit 1. And then this is strength 4.
to my toughness of 9.
So I need a 6 to wound. But because it's twin link, I can re-roll it again.
Ooh. Nope.
Okay, that didn't matter.
There's a lot of bullets.
A lot of bullets. Then D6 for my missile launcher. I get 3 shots
Oh.
on 6s.
Oh,
1
buddy.
hit. This one's also going to wound on 6. Nothing. So, he's coming on in.
So it was a lot of flurry, a lot of explosions. Didn't hit anything.
You know, he's got the
Now
big
he's,
shell on his back. He's good.
That's right.
now he's going to try and make the run.
That's
So
right.
If you don't make 10, right, you need...
I need a 10. That's a 10.
There it is.
That's
6
a
and a
10.
4. 6 and a 4. So
the
So
goal-
come on in.
Yep, so now, important thing to note, it's more important in this game to have to be in base-to-base contact with the model, if possible. So
So we'll just
If I
scooch this tree out of the way.
squeeze on in here.
for the sake of gameplay, it's okay to move a little terrain, or is it like if you're hardcore, there's no moving terrain?
As long as both players agree on it.
Okay,
Now, in
yeah.
a tournament, you're not going to agree.
So a lot of
You're not
times what
going
will
to get the
happen is,
agreement, right?
No.
if you have a unit sitting here teeter-tottering on something and you don't want it to fall, and both players say, look, we know he's here, but we're just going to put him here so he's not
Like-
rolling off the table.
Like here, we're more casual, so we're like, okay,
Yeah.
get it in there. You know,
We know
Yeah.
he's in there. We
Yeah.
also know his arms can move, but there's a tree.
Most
Yeah.
people are very understanding on Thursday nights, so, you
Yeah.
know, it's all good.
But
All right.
if it was a hardcore game tournament, no.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I guess fight phase.
Yep, so we move to the fight phase. Interesting thing to note about the fight phase is that all charged, like anything that makes the charge move successfully gets the fight first ability, which means you fight first in combat.
Right.
You know, simple, self-explanatory.
I didn't like that where you could charge somebody and then they get to hit you first.
Right.
I didn't like that. In the
So
old-
after the fight first, after all the charging units go, both players alternate any units that are left to fight.
Yep. And this is still on Jimmy's turn.
Yes.
Yes.
This is like you couldn't charge because you weren't close enough.
Correct.
So there was no fight phase for you. Go ahead.
All right, so look at my melee profile. It looks like I have. Really? That's pretty good. All right, so 10 attacks. Not used to that. That's pretty awesome. So 10 attacks.
10 melee attacks?
Yeah, 10 melee attacks.
10
My
punches.
weapon skill is a 3-up.
10 punches in the face.
Little pokes. I don't have fists.
And we all want to punch Tom 10 times in the face.
Mikey's going to edit that out.
Don't edit that, Mikey.
Alright, so looks like 7 hits. My strength characteristic is 6, unfortunately.
And I have a toughness of 10.
Yep, so still on 5s because it's not double.
That's right.
Yeah, I got one through.
All right. So 1 wound. I have a 2-up save.
AP characteristic of 2.
So my 2-up goes to a 4-up.
Because you do not get cover in melee.
Which I saved.
But you're fine anyway.
A 6.
But I wanted to point that out, that you don't get cover. Cover is strictly for ranged.
Oh, not melee. Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I get to fight back.
Because you wouldn't be a face-to-face if you had a wall.
Right.
Right. So I get 5 attacks with my Dreadnought.
What's he using to hit with?
He is kicking the...
Little legs there.
yeah, I'm kicking him in the shins.
Nice. That is a visual.
Yeah, on 3s.
Not quite Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but...
So I missed 1. Now my Dreadnought has a strength of 12.
I think you're going to die.
Yeah, probably. So my toughness is 9.
So I'm still not double. So I'm on 3s. So that's 4 wounds at AP 2.
At AP 2. Now I have a save characteristic of 2-up, which means it goes to a 4-up. I got a chance.
They're only 3 damage each.
3 damage each.
I just gotta make all of them. It's fine.
For stomping?
I'm
sorry, that's not funny.
Nope. Did not do it.
It's a...
So each wound that went through is 3 damage each.
So he only takes 9 damage.
It's fine.
So, he did.
So our first casualty.
Now, does he blow up?
He does blow up. So
Stop it.
Well,
he's an organic being.
It's a deadly demise. So how the narrative goes, like, it's their last kind of death throes, like, kind of deal. So, unfortunately, it does not go off.
So,
What did you need,
all
a 6?
vehicles...
You need a 6 to make it work.
Is that
all
a special
vehicles
ability?
will have a deadly demise, D6 number. So it may be a 1, it could be a D4, it could be a 6. So when he dies, whatever's within that within a 6-inch range, is going to take that many mortal wounds. So
mortal wounds specifically.
mortal wounds are something you can't save. They're so devastating that it just happens.
You just cry.
Yes.
I was going to say, because I know with the Imperial Knights I have, when they go down, it's like a nuclear explosion.
Right. Those guys are like 12 inches
yeah,
of
you
lots.
take out like everything around them, yes.
Right.
So you can hold that.
Sorry about that.
You gotta run out of hands real quick.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I believe that consists of... So that would be the first battle round.
That would be.
So then we would go to battle round 2. In my command phase, I would get a command point.
I do too.
I don't have any units that are below half strength, so I have nothing that would be battle shocked.
Sorry, before you go on. That was one turn, one phase.
Yes.
While we explained it to me, and we interrupted and talked, and it took about 30 minutes to do that one turn.
Yes.
So now let's see the second turn. It should move a little quicker. Maybe.
Yeah, as you lose units, things go by quicker.
And
Also,
then when you know the rules, and those seem really smooth for basic.
Yes.
I'm sure when you add extras, it slows it down. Or,
also, this is a 650-point game, so
yeah.
It's that many less models we're moving in this
So if
game.
you wanted to quit, you could. I could see where this could be like a 2-hour. You could do this game in.
So
less than
these
2 hours.
guys are going to move up here.
And they always have to stay within 1 inch, correct? For
Correct.
formation, yeah.
These guys are going to move up here because we need to light some stuff on fire.
I believe chair nerds are susceptible to fire.
Everything is susceptible to fire.
Obviously.
Typically, yes.
So my Terminators are going to come up here and probably try to make a Hail Mary charge.
Yeah.
Led by the captain.
For the Emperor charge.
Yes.
It seems pretty heretical. Heretical? Heretic? Heretical?
Yes.
What's the
Heretical.
word? Heretical?
Mhm.
No.
The other thing to note is in a unit, once this Space Marine starts taking damage, the damage always has to go on that Space Marine.
You can't spread them out.
Right, I can't go, he took a point, he took a point, he took a point.
Okay, is that a new rule or is that always?
That has always been that way.
Yeah, because I've played with some guys that, I'm going to put it here. And I'm like, no, I don't think you can do that.
Now, the only time that differentiates,
Now, mind you, I don't know the rules, so they were probably just lying to me. So
the only time that changes because he's a leader and he's a bodyguard.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain weapons that are precision that on a 6, you can allocate the damage to the leader, commander, however you want to word it, of that unit.
Isn't there a special thing where you can say, "Look out, sir," or something like that? Where you?
That used to be a thing. They'd have now changed it so where instead of "Look out, sir," the leader is just part of the unit, and all wounds go to that unit before the leader.
Right, unless it's a precision weapon, you roll a 6, then that damage can go to the leader if you so choose.
Gotcha.
If you don't have a leader and he has a lone operative, you can't target him unless you're within 12 inches.
Got it.
Nice and easy. So there's my movement. So now we are really going to bring out the shooting here and hopefully get some stuff done. So we're going to start with the Infernus squad. And the first target will be your winged hive guy.
Tyranid Prime, yeah.
Yeah. So I have 5 guys. Each one has 12. Each one has D6 shots.
5 guys burgers.
Very tasty, way overpriced.
Good
Whoa,
prize,
whoa,
though.
whoa, 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 whoa.
So we'll actually put the dice tray here so we can all see. So D6 shots.
I paid $30 for a burger.
Okay, we're gonna cut that out.
So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots.
Tom is very opinionated and he doesn't know how to keep it to himself.
Now, because flamethrowers are a torrent weapon, they automatically hit.
Does that seem right to you?
Yep, that's how the torrent profile works. I actually have a few that do that.
Yeah. So it's a big flamethrower. You don't need to aim it. You just
instead of the little thing they had,
instead of the blast.
blast template where you,
Yeah. So 12 hits.
Anything in that general direction, it's a hit.
So it also ignores cover, which
oh well.
yeah. So strength of 5 to your toughness.
Our toughness is also 5.
So on 4s.
that's a lot.
So we pull out all the not 4s.
So it's like just the shotgun rule, just that general direction.
Blunderbuss. Think Elmer Fudd's gun. You know.
So we have this many wounds at AP 0.
At AP 0, so I go to my save, which is a 4 up. I'm just going to roll those dice just to make it simple.
This is an important roll for the Carlos camp.
So it looks like I save 2 of them, which I don't think is... Or no, save 3 of them. Look at that. My wounds characteristic is 5, so he's actually alive with 1 wound.
Yep. So 1 wound left.
Tom's not going to put up with that.
Absolutely not. Refuse to accept this.
This is when the lone guy comes up with a grenade from behind.
Oh, God. That is a stratagem.
Yeah, grenade is now a stratagem, not a separate profile anymore.
Yeah.
But it does mortal wounds.
So this 5-man unit,
Thank you.
this 5-man unit is going to shoot at whatever those things are called.
The Von Ryan Leapers. Now these guys have an ability where they have stealth, which means it's a -1 to hit them.
Okay, so I have D6 shots with my flamers. So 6, 9,
Terrible roll.
10, 14 shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even mathematically good.
10.
Feel free to borrow some dice back.
Now, I automatically hit.
Right, so that stealth means absolutely nothing.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So strength 5 to your toughness.
5.
All right, so I'm wounding on 4s again. Not so good this time.
Tom, that's terrible.
It is it pretty rough, but that's how it goes.
Would they get rid of the letters and put...
It's strictly in here, in the actual, And the more in-depth data sheets will have the letters.
Yeah, I looked down at his data sheet and they had like little picture icons, and I'm like, what the?
It saves on translating where you just have symbols.
Yeah, that's just for the core rulebook.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. Different languages.
So that's 4 and AP 0.
For AP 0, I will use my 4-up save. Notice I have a lot of 4-up saves.
It's average.
Looks like I only take 2. So
Alright.
one guy is down to 1.
2 damage it is. Yeah.
Smart for me.
All right. So the shooting continues. How far away is this guy? 7? I can make that charge.
So basically, these guys had flamethrowers. These guys do not have flamethrowers.
No, they do not.
Was it storm bolters?
Yeah, well, he's got the cannon.
That guy's so cool.
He's so awesome.
Got that devastating wound cannon.
Isn't he facing the wrong way?
No.
No, that's the right way.
Oh, his face is just all squished in there.
Yeah, because he's a big Terminator.
It's just,
Oh,
you know.
Terminator. Is this one of these exclusive miniatures to this box?
Yes.
Yes,
Nice.
it is.
Well, I think all these are, right? Most of them.
Yeah, these are all in the box. I'm sure they'll release them sooner or later, or you can buy them separately.
I mean, the Tyranid side also has Termagants, but every Tyranid player has Termagants. I wanted to really feature the special ones that come in the box.
Okay.
So, my Dreadnought here, the last cannon's going to go into that big guy. Everything else is going to go into, I assume, this unit, which is led by him.
Correct.
All right. So we'll start with the las cannon, hitting on 3s. So 1 hit, and it is strength 10 to your toughness
Of 8.
So on 3s again, but it's twin linked, so I get to reroll those wounds. Wounds, AP 3.
EP 3, so I go to my 3-up save, which means it turns into a 6-up save. Here we go. Nope.
So that's D6 damage.
I'll take that with a side of chips.
You got there, Tom. Carl Scam got it. Oh, Carl Scam couldn't get the.
There you go, Carlos Camp.
Get the
So 1 damage. Take that.
Alright.
Okay.
2 of these, actually.
It's okay. He's in charge range.
So he's down to 9 wounds.
Yep. So these guys are
down to 9 wounds.
Only 9 left.
So these guys are within rapid fire range. So the bolters, 3 hits, strength 4.
Toughness of 3.
So I'm wounding on 3s. So 2 wounds, AP nothing.
AP nothing. Good thing you have a 5-up save.
Seems good.
Oh yeah, you know. All right, 2 of them just go away.
All right.
Sorry, who was shooting at them? These guys?
The Dreadnought.
Oh, the Dreadnought.
Yeah, they haven't even shot yet.
Oh.
All right, so they have how many guys? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Should be 8 left.
8 left.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 10.
There was 10.
All right, so it's going to be D6 plus 2 with my blast weapon.
It's an important thing to note that when you declare shots, you declare all your shots at the same time.
Right.
So when he would have declared it, all 10 of them would still be there, and the blast would still count.
Right. So D6 plus 2. So 7 shots.
What are we shooting again?
So he's basically unloading the rest of his
So
stuff.
this
into
Dreadnought
this
right here has a missile launcher, bolters, and a las cannon.
And you already shot the last cannon
And the bolters. So now
this is just a missile.
Yep. So on
A
3s.
barrage.
That's right. We got to make sure we get them. And this is strength 4 to your toughness
3.
So on 3s to wound. So 2 wounds. AP nothing.
AP nothing. I still get a 5. Please. Alright, so I take 1. One
All
more
right.
guy just...
So whittling them down. That's the important part.
Poof.
All right. So now for the Terminators.
Why not?
24 and 12. Ooh. Oh, okay. So bolters, that guy's in range, and he's in range of those as well. All right. So this whole squad is going to shoot everything at Mr. Big in there.
What did he do to you?
He is eating an Ultramarines arm.
That's an Ultramarine. It's a different chapter. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about that, by the way.
Carlos is upset.
I feel that my Ultramarines don't get enough love at this store.
He got plenty of love.
He loves Ultramarines. They're delicious.
Mostly as chicken wings.
Blueberries.
Chicken.
All right, so we'll start with the captain. He has a range of 24, rapid fire 2, and we're within half range, so 4 shots on 2s. So he hits all of them. Unfortunately, it's a bolter, so strength of 4 to your toughness.
So 8, so you need 6s to wound. Okay.
2 wounds at AP 0.
He's like, 6s, you say? Sure, I can roll you 6s. 6s all day.
How we gotta do it?
So I believe I have a save characteristic of 3 up, so I need 3s. Whoa.
Just reroll that.
Whoa.
Doesn't count.
He laughs at your bolters.
Hard to believe that ever happened there. So now we also have 4 more guys with their bolters. Unfortunately, they're not the captain, so the range is a little shorter. So it's only going to be 6 shots, or 8 shots, math. Hitting on 3s.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. So they only got 3 hits. These are also going to be on 6s. 2 wounds. AP nothing.
Hold on. Carlos cam on this. Unbelievable.
This is par for the course, honestly.
Averages.
Averages.
All right, so
Check them dice.
since there's no AP, need 3 ups. And I continue to laugh at your bolters.
All right, and now we are going to shoot my
Come on, something big.
my cannon there, which has 6 shots.
Isn't that rending or something terrible happens?
What?
Go ahead.
In this rules, no, but it does have devastating wounds. So on a 6, it would be immortal, but we don't have that. So that many hits, 4 hits, and this is strength 6, so we're going to be on 5s, and nothing happens.
It looks like his luck has run out.
It has run out, but that's okay because we're in the charge phase, and we didn't want to kill him accidentally in the shooting phase.
Fair point.
All right, so this unit is going to declare a charge on... Actually, these guys are going to charge those guys.
All right.
So, if you could measure that for me, Jimmy. You're on that side.
I use this incredibly complicated tape measure.
Very fancy.
Go from Immortals Inc.
I'd say you need a 7.
7 it is.
Want me just to move him
Yeah,
forward?
if you could, that'd be great. Terminators are going to charge. We need a 6 to get within 1 inch. We got a 10. So these guys are all going to surround this guy.
Yeah, since we're on a time crunch, I would have overwatched, but
You can still Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch.
All right.
Overwatch.
All right, I'm going to Overwatch. He's got a special gun that basically his version of a flamethrower, just kind of spits acid at you. It's D6 shots. So 5 shots. It is torrent and it ignores cover, so I don't have to worry about rolling 6s, which is pretty great. So I just go right ahead to try to wound you.
T5.
My strength is 6, so on 3s.
Seems pretty good.
So that'd be 4 wounds at 1 AP.
You stole my dice.
Oh,
So
that's
4
right.
wounds at 1 AP, so 3 ups.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, man.
That's how it usually goes with Terminators.
The Space Marines are the best. All right.
So Jimmy was able to, like in the last game, we did that whole, in the last turn, we did that whole thing. Jimmy was able to do a quick Overwatch while he moved.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anything that would have been removed or killed would have been not made it there.
Exactly.
Correct.
But see how easy and quickly that could be done?
And these guys need a 8.
So you're going to do an Overwatch on that guy too? Or?
Can only,
Unfortunately, you can only use
it's
stratagems. Yeah,
you
unless
can only do a stratagem 1 time per phase, unless otherwise specified.
So
Well-
this, okay. This
Yeah.
is a phase. The charge is a phase.
Right.
Yeah.
Charge is a phase
So-
and fight.
Yeah. So at the flight phase, you can do a different stratagem.
So
So
really,
you could do 5 stratagems in one turn.
Yes.
Five
On
different
one phase.
ones.
Different
Yeah,
ones.
different
if
ones.
you
Now-
have if you have the command points
Yeah,
for
if
that,
you have the command point.
Now there are some special abilities, certain characters that will let you target them or the unit they are attached to with a stratagem for free, and you can then use that stratagem on another unit. So it is potential that you could Overwatch twice.
So there's a lot of mixing or matching with the
Right.
abilities, Yeah.
And that depends on your...
and all that information's on their data cards.
Yeah.
So they're there for reference.
You can
just-
use it or not use it.
Yes.
You know, like, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So the fight phase, I'm going to fight here first.
What?
Hard to believe, I know.
Shocked and offended,
Since
sir.
he charged, he gets to fight first no matter
That's
what.
yeah. Any model that makes a charge gets the fight first ability.
If I remember, Terminators are kind of badasses in melee.
Well, the captain's okay.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for our hero here.
Our hero. When you say hero, it's this big bug thing here.
Yeah, the bugs are the good guys, don't you know?
Sure.
You know, it's
All
like in
right.
Starship Troopers. It's the humans who invaded their planet.
So, totally off topic. Did you see that fan theory where the guys that were in the moved the asteroid?
Yes. They were the ones that actually,
The
because
ones-
they hit it.
They were screwing around in space, hit the asteroid, and went towards Earth. So then they always thought it was the bugs. It's a
Yeah.
fan theory. I'm like,
It makes sense, though, if you're a physicist or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's 3 a.m. I can't sleep, and that's what I remember. I could have been learning the language or something. That's what I got.
So the captain has 5 attacks, hitting on 2s. So he drops 1. His power sword has a strength of 5. So
Right.
we're wounded on 5s.
Yep. My toughness of 8. No,
So-
wait, his luck came back.
3 at AP 2.
This is 3 6s on his last. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Out
there
of
you go,
4.
Jimmy.
Good thing you don't have devastating wounds on that.
I mean, his other data sheet's better.
Yeah. So my save characteristic is 3. It goes to a 5 because of your 2 AP. Made one of them.
So those are 2 damage each.
Oh, that's
All right.
4.
So he's down to 5. We're okay.
All
He's
right.
halfway gone.
So then the sergeant of the
Right.
Terminator
Over
squad
here, so you can see the difference.
has 3 attacks on 3s. So 3 hits. Strength 5, so we need 5s on those. So 2 wounds, also AP 2, but these ones are only 1 damage.
All right, so I need 5s again.
Oh, no.
1 damage each.
We're still kicking. We're still kicking.
You
And
still
now we're
got-
going to go with the power fists.
Oh, that's not good.
That is not good.
So we have 4 guys with power fists. Each one's 2 attacks.
Which in lore is a giant power glove that squeezes things to death.
Or punches it.
Or
Yes.
punches it.
Uh,
They're used to rip holes into tanks, right? Basically.
Usually.
rip holes into whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true.
But because they're so big and unruly, we're on 4s.
It's hole punchers in the 41st millennia.
That's right. So we only hit 3 times, but these are strength 8. So we're on 4s to win.
You're on 4s.
Oh,
And I'm going to use one of my CP to command point reroll to get 3 at AP2.
AP2, so I need 5s.
oh, wait here. This is the climactic part. He's only got 3 wounds. He did 3 wounds. He needs not enough.
Nope.
They're 2 damage each.
Oh, wait. I'm going to spend a CP. Because if I save this one, he's still alive.
So he did not save 2, so he's got 4 wounds coming. He's going to try and use his command point to re-roll this one guy.
Whoa.
And he's going to roll the command
Just
point
roll
to
it
keep
right
it
out of
in
the
the
box.
table. Oh, he does
Right.
it.
So he survives with 1 wound remaining.
1 wound.
And I forgot to roll my my big gun Terminator, his power fist.
Oh, well.
That's okay. It's more fun this way. So then I'll fight next with my Infernus squad. Each one of those guys gets 3 attacks. So that's 15.
Need
So
some more dice there.
you do all your units before they fight back?
Yeah, because they have the fight first ability since they made the charges.
Well, you could spend 2 command points and interrupt.
I could. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Didn't you
show
just
off
spend a
show off a
command
cool.
point to reroll?
Yeah, I spent a command point to reroll, but this is a separate stratagem from that.
Okay.
So using my second stratagem with this phase, I'm going to interrupt
'Cause
and
I think,
attack
yeah,
with my.
I want to see how this ends for the day because we're getting close to the time. So.
All right. So for my Von Ryan Leapers, each of them gets 6 attacks apiece, so 18.
That flamer unit's dead. Help you out there.
Is it? Is that better than I think it is? Like,
I mean, I don't know what.
Oh, he did for sure.
I forgot to roll that guy's attack, so he probably should have been dead, but that's whatever.
Yeah, this is for dramatic effect.
Yeah. Here
Yeah.
we go.
So,
So wait a minute, what's going on?
so I interrupted. I'm going to fight with these guys before these guys get a chance to play.
Oh, you interrupted this unit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Because I charge, I will always have the first fight, no matter
Oh,
what.
that's a lot of dice.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
So I have a toughness 4.
I have a toughness of 4. Well, I have a strength of 6. All right, so on 3s.
Not even worried about it.
How many wounds do these guys have?
2
2.
apiece.
Told you, not even worried about
Yep.
Oh, Jimmy, that's a rough roll.
That's not my dice.
it. Don't blame the dice.
I blame the dice. My dice were in an oven, so I know.
These were 2.
You to put them back in the oven.
6 wounds and AP.
1.
And AP 1. So Space Marines have a standard save of 3. So I need 4 ups.
I got 1.
So, are they 1 damage each?
They're 1 damage each.
Alright, so because they're 1 damage each, the Space Marine falls because there are 2 wounds.
So
Then I would fight back
Yep.
you would have normally went first, except Jimmy used a stratagem.
to
Yeah.
interrupt the fight.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off what stratagems can
Yeah.
do. Like, it may look dire, but then, you know,
Yeah.
you can kind of give
Turn it
yourself...
So now instead of 5 guys coming at you, you only got 4 guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So on 3s,
May make all the difference.
I mean, these guys aren't built for melee combat. So, we got that many. Strength 4.
Toughness of 5.
So on 5s,
Oh, man, what is with you in these dice rolls?
the oven worked fine, Jimmy. I don't know what the problem
Oh
is
my
here.
God, that's a lot.
So,
It's because it's your oven, that's why.
6 wounds and AP nothing.
Alright, AP nothing. That means I get to make 4 ups.
How many wounds do these guys have each?
3 apiece.
My.
Okay, well, you've done enough to finish that one guy off.
All right.
So one
All's
guy-
fair.
So basically, and we're gonna have to cut it short there because of time. But you did one turn. The initial turn we came at, you shot each other, and then the second turn you were able to charge.
Yes.
Mhm.
And actually, you were charged too on your first turn. Or?
Not,
Yeah, you
I
charged him.
made my first charge, beginning of my turn.
Yeah. So you moved up. This guy would probably charge next, right?
This guy's more shooty, so he's going to hang back and probably shoot something else.
But would you have tried to charge those last guys or no?
It's a possibility. Yeah.
It's either he charges
I did
me
try
or
to
I
charge them, but they failed to charge, and I wanted to save my command point just in case.
Yes. Well, that's good. So that's basically the new rules.
That is basically how to play 40K in a nutshell.
And based on the new rules, is there anything other, like, we played the other one, that one game for the 9th Against Union rules, where we just did a real basic. What's the major difference that you remember from this?
So everything is on the data sheets now. There's very little, oh, this faction has this thing, which leads to this thing, which leads to another thing. It's all on the data sheets.
Because I did notice that you guys only had a few sheets.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's basically
Yeah.
That's what comes
There
in the
wasn't
box.
books open going, "All right, let me read
Yeah.
this or whatever.
Now these sheets are what come in the box,
Yeah.
the Leviathan box. But the data cards you can get online or on the phone app.
They should be coming soon.
Yeah, are a little bit more detailed, but everything's very, very simplified for what it is. There's, the captain is attached to that unit, so his abilities go to that unit.
Mhm.
That's it. You don't have to worry about lookout, sir, or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's with the unit. There it is.
So that's simple. You have your books, your core book, like you said in the video we had, is like 8 rules. The core rules is 8 pages.
Yeah.
And then you have your data cards, which you're able to look at, and then you would just move along with this. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Pretty much.
So that's cool.
And then come up and play.
I know.
Every Thursday.
Because that's the
We'll be
fastest.
there.
That is
We're a lot of fun.
the quickest way to learn is to actually sit down and roll dice at each other.
All right, guys. Well, if you like this, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hopefully soon we'll have some video that we can do some live games every week and go from there. But all right, thanks, guys. Hope to see you again.
Absolutely.
Happy
Thanks.
to be here.